And we sit in Ghana and we allow these monkeys exhibiting their monkeyism, and we think it's less than a year. Sa if Ruponkona camel na Alibaba and the 40 Thieves Omotenasono. Messiah, get me that camel. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves camel. And I'm fanchiramu. No, but not TV so. Adanya maybe your morning show misinforming people. And a idea omotaye it cuts across majority of the chief speaking stations. Yantam Ghana sikedi na into open prepaid meter. Energy ministry de mama ninye bibia. Mujimi na ama mapanta nyina ite se fozin. Wini fozin.
Gim. I was here for Kevin Ekwabadu Tailor. In fact, enye easy na uhwe sebi ntoho any expose power di aba montin so. Efa Hamid, yes, I think it's a former national petroleum authority boss no, as you see within court no. Ohwe Kevin Ekwabadu Tailor expose bi odi aba afa ne ho na ohwe sedie wesi aka nsem na nodin na we ye first half meme yakonye kwakuti first half no na second half na dia busia mem kan kire but ye bekonye kwakuti this first half aba na yekoba dia ka bia no ye de beto aso hanom ewia number 1 authentic platform Mega TV yankopon enkosoa ehira papa yentie nsema Kevin Ekwabadu Tailor editu ewia na yekoba ye beto aso
TV, so investigation report on suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses involving Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Jacob Kwamena Imua, Wendy Newman Eshong, and others. Now, excuse me. Sa report to Endra ebe read it share ni nyina share mo ema me hu de obia kan ye OMCs nkwa 36 OMCs ena omutie sika close to 63 million. Edema Mustafa Hamid oni eye Kwamena edien ene eye omo eye de MPA so omo de support Mahamudu Bawumia MPP campaign in 2024. Endra me read document ni nyina ha Obia free Ghana meka nchi obia say document I'm reading a fake. Me catch the OSP say he can come out and tell Ghanaians I'm peddling falsehood. Document na fake. He can't because he knows that the document I have read or I'm about to read again, this document is legitimate and a document I was certified until he cannot touch anything. And the OSP does not come out to say this is not his document because he knows I have a lot of things in my possession. Now, Andrea, I can't say on the 3rd of February 2025, the Office of the Special Prosecutor received a petition from Mr. Benjamin Ejapon of Olusegun Obasanjo High Street, Roman Rage, Accra. Mr. Ejapon, a member of the petroleum downstream sector, raised concerns regarding corruption and corruption-related offenses involving Mr. Jacob Kwamena Imua, the coordinator of the Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, that's the UPPF, at the National Petroleum Authority. In this petition way, and the kofa a scandal we na ba ya yibehu de na ekoso ewo NPA and the Kufuado na Mustafa Hamid, Perry Okujato, and Linda Asantemo LED the charge there. Now, I think say Andrea no obia ye okay be hu de ekoso. Now, my mention there. Nipa na Andrea ye ka omonsem no enie. This man on your friend Mustafa Hamid on an former CEO of NPA. Ono ena eye scandal no ebi efa no ho. Dipa we so ye bonidin Linda Asante or ye deputy CEO of NPA. Time na Mustafa Hamid won sisi ano omo a drop in the position no abe director of IM and HSSE. At the time na Mustafa Hamid ewo NPA no, now this lady was a deputy CEO. Inti ende no yesi you're dropping the rank no amana be director of the IM and HSSE. Now on your friend Linda Asante yebo eye abrantie we sudin Perry Okujato time Mustafa Hamid ewo NPA no, this guy was his deputy. Inti Perry Okujato on it Linda Asante were deputies to eye Mustafa Hamid. Into this guy so unim now or a deputy information minister and the Kufuado from 2017 and also a deputy sports minister. Into this guy worked with Mustafa Hamid at this information ministry, and then when Mustafa Hamid moved to NPA, this guy went to sports ministry and then followed Mustafa Hamid to NPA and became Mustafa Hamid's deputy. Into them, they know each other. They have been working in harmony. They know how to put things in order. Your friend Perry Okujato. Now, your boy Obisi say Dean Papa we enam ne so a ema petition no ye de ba ya ne ho asem ene ko biebie funu nani your friend no Jacob Komena Emua ono na the head of UPPF eba baby a ye check petrol na ya to no machine edi so obi ebu pepepe container we ayema we emema broso anyama broso nipa we na also bu ni de OMC we na also ba ono na hwe sa anyoma ni nyina so ono ena krono no started won so a ebema efunu nani bie ya ago kontwa omoto bie ya ehu obi abone your friend no Jacob Komena Emua. Now, yesabo nipa bi say din Isaac Mensah Endra yeboni din e was scandal nim me reading na no asem time a OSP interrogate omu nyina and the report and investigations a omonsa kaye no any investigations omu ye no reporter omu ye omonsa kaye yebo Wendy Newman we na sebio eye komla eye Komena Emua using account using na oye the middle woman a oji sika ni nyina intina sika omu ji wo MP ho nyina na Newman Wendy ono na vessel na or collecting all the political money, the illegal money, the corrupt money, the criminal money. No, this woman ono na yedini din ebi UBA account na 62 million cedis and 149 million na nyina gum in her name. She was also part of Nipa scandal no eka omwa and the ojina he. Yesabo obi te say Kweku Abuaje din ono so ye nipa bia ye bo ni di wo mu a Endra ye ready nsema okeka kire special prosecutor ene de wo ho yesabo abrantie foforo ye friend Bright Bediako Mensah ono so ye nipa ono so ye kire ne kan ho a omo a sebio ye toto omo no a na dwirim ene krono no ye de bi ebo omo yesa ebo eye abrantie we so din Albert Ankra ono so yeboni din enra ready report no any interrogation no bibia detailing no ono so ye ready na dey echemo nti yesterday we basically what we did was we made you understand investigations no in summer if you amando bae enra na ebehu say Mustafa Hamid eka kire OSP say in fact time eye ono ene the deputy eye Perry Okujato na wotena ase no mo frɛ eye Emua eka kire ne say onko jiji sika wo de OMCs ni nyina ho oyo marketing companies no na mo fa nko boa Bawumia campaign. It was on record ewo a special prosecutor de ni ho no mo you study so read the document nankasa say ene kan prize fund. He further disclosed that he was getting 400,000 monthly from the monies collected from the OMC. Now check it nipa na yedi sika ma mo na Endra yedi kire mo document nim 500,000 Linda Asante no ye deputy to the Mustafa Hamid no na every 30 days from 2023 near mano 500,000 old Ghana no 5 billion na ye de mano say ono so ye jijiska na ne die no obi ete say Perry Okujato na oye second deputy to the Mustafa Hamid no na ono so eji 800,000 every single month biano sika na ye de mano obi te say Isaac Jablate ono so near man 70,000 old Ghana cedis no 700 million every 30 days ya jiji saskari nyina omo say omo kojiji sikani free OMC so a ya di bi ekoma Bawumia ne omo so matibi 100,000 eko Dominic Abuajeho every month and 340,000 eko Haruna Kamel na utie Mustafa Hamid ankasa anu asem na okan wo time OSP ebusa no question say pull that one for me Okache OSP say yes. Ono de na every month biano na Komena Emua ebre no between 1 million to 1.5 million. Tete Ghana scano 14 billion every month from 2022, 2023, 2024 December. Na busumi biano na ose ono de yebre no between 1 to 1.5 million every 30 days. And yesterday I read that document to you. On one asem under oath already or catch a special prosecutor. Until you could see say they were making decent money, good money. Now, because when they say you read document, you know, I wanted to show you something, or I want to show you something. You'll be shocked. OSP strategically There are some people are not also prosecutor with you film. The reason why you film say some of them are his business partners, friends, and some of them too are blood relations. And even though they have been mentioned, remember, report a chair clearly say, especially the leadership almost spearheading and also championing this criminality, this criminal act. They were all supposed to stand trial because none of them, the person who was leading the disbursement of the money, stated it clearly. Said the leadership at NPA and the Mustafa Hamid and the MPP, they all took the money. So you ask yourself, say, okay, then every single person who was part of the senior position group, they are all supposed to stand trial. But interestingly, Obiti said Linda Asante and Perry Okujato, they are not part of the people who are standing trial. And when I showed you the list of Omanhene receiving scano, somebody like Linda Asante and Perry Okujato was receiving 800,000 old Ghana citizens every month, 8 billion. But when the OSP went to court, what happened? And they say, Okujato, Perry Okujato's name wasn't part of the people he wants to prosecute. So you ask yourself, Perry Okujato is the deputy to Mustafa Hamid. So how can you say Perry Okujato, Linda are mere deputies to Mustafa Hamid? They are not part of the prosecution, and that in Kofobi Krompa and Omanhene Linda the same statement here the same those people are even standing prosecution. Now, this is what the OMC did. Sorry, the OSP did. Now, after everything, there was recommendation. Dear OSP Nankasa report and the recommendation or Troy. Into the recommendation, if the OSP went by the recommendation, then it means to say every single person at the end of the day, the interrogation actually said they are complicit. They were all supposed to be to be put before court. Now, you read the OSP Nankasa in recommendation after he listened to them and did his investigation. So the question is, recommendation OSP Disu and I say win this. So team, stay with me. All right. Now, this is the recommendation. Let me enlarge it. Send Obiabehu recommendation here. I want you to read with me. Now, recommendation, this is what it says. Based on the evidence gathered and documents available, it is recommended that suspect Jacob Kwamena Iwua, Wendy Newman Ishong should be charged with corruption, bribery, use of public office for profit, extortion, and money laundering. 2. It is recommended that suspect Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Curtis Perry Kwabla Okujato, Linda Asante, Tio, it is recommended that suspects Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Curtis Perry Okujato, Linda Asante. Curtis was a deputy to Mustafa. Linda was a deputy to Mustafa. The recommendation recommended that these people are all prosecuted. They are supposed to face prosecution. Now look at this. Now, Mustafa Hamid, Curtis Perry Kwabla Okujato, Linda Asante, Kamel Haruna, Dominic Abuaje, and Isaac Jagblate should be charged with corruption, bribery, and use of public office for profit. In his own recommendation, in his own official document, these people are supposed to be charged. These people are supposed to be standing trial. They are supposed to be part of his prosecution. Now, these are the recommendations that we reach out. Now, the CEO and directors of Kel Logistics, Kings Energy, and Propnest Limited should be charged with corruption, money laundering, and collaborating with a public officer for the public officer to use his office for profits. Now, I've said 3 things. Now, the last part of the recommendation. The last part of the recommendation says this. It is also recommended that the oil marketing companies who paid to Jacob Kwamena Iwua, the oil marketing companies who paid monies to Jacob Kwabena Emua and Wendy Eshong Newman as bribes and could not provide any tangible and plausible explanation for the money that they paid, should be charged with bribery, corruption, and collaborating with a public officer for the public officer to use his office for profits. And Osaka Bibika or say, it is believed that when the OMCs are pushed to the wall, they will opt for plea bargain, and the office may through that succeed in recovering some money from the state. So some money from the state. So, we read the recommendation in it means to say, so what start free esrowa. One, Obidize Kwamena Emua and Wendy, they need to be standing trial today as we speak. That is the recommendations OSP after the investigations. Two, Obidize Mustafa Hamid. Directors, Mustafa Hamid. Deputy Kerry Okujato. Second Deputy Linda Asante. Kamel Haruna. Dominic Abuaje. And Isaac Jablate. They are all supposed to be charged. And they are going to be charged on what crime? They will be charged with corruption, bribery, and use of public office for profit. Now, we are asking a simple question. The first one here, the lady, Kwamena and Wendy. The second, directors. The third, Kel Logistics. And Kel Logistics, any energy propness, and any company na Kwamena, any Wendy Muko Bia, na omode London money, So, and also the third. And a fourth, the OMCs na omutia sikano edema Wendy account, na bribe, The OMCs are all supposed to be what? Charged. Meaning, we are supposed to have about 36 OMCs standing trial today. And if we don't have 36 OMCs standing trial today, what was the conversation that went on behind the scenes that today, as we speak, we don't even have one single OMC standing trial in the NPA scandal? Now, let me show you this. Mr. S, let me show you the list. These are the OMCs that donated. And from the OSP's own recommendation, all these OMCs are supposed to stand trial. Now, he's saying, the moment he tries to put them to court, some of them will want to do what? Plead and somehow pay their way out, meaning plea bargain can come in. In his recommendation, okay, say OMCs nijitum say omo epese omu tie sika de tete omo ho a obeji sa sika ne de ama aban. The question to OSP is say, all these OMCs, have they paid any money to him? And if they haven't paid any money to him through plea bargain, why are all these OMCs not standing trial? If these OMCs are not standing trial and we don't have any monies from them as form of plea bargain, then it means somebody has paid money to you, OMC, for you not to put that person or that OMC on trial. Now, these are the OMCs. This document belongs to the OSP. This document belongs to the OSP. So we need to question him in his own language. That is what he said. So he needs to tell us. We have a company like Anandale Logistics. They paid 3.7 million cedis to Mustafa Hamid, to Kwameni, and the executives up there. 3.7 million. We want to know, this Anandale Logistics, have they come for plea bargain and have they paid any money to the states? And if they haven't, why are they not standing trial? Because I know the OSP and the NPA trial, it has started. How many people are on trial now? Mr. S, Mr. P, pull the number of people on trial. I need the screenshot. The second company, Mobic Energy Limited, 3.1 million. Old Ghana cedis calculated. These OMCs Nina are complicit because majority of them could not explain the money they were paying. Some of them were clear that they were paying that bribe to help a political party. So they know and they accepted in front of the OSP that they committed a crime, because a business entity should not be paying money to a government official to support a political party's campaign, especially when the person who you are paying the money to represent or is a government worker. You are paying to confuse, to convince, to help them, enable them do stuff. So it is his own statement. Wait, documented media. We have a company like GB Oil. Your company is Summer Oil, or 20 million. We want to know, Summer Oil, the OSP, did you speak to Summer Oil? Plea bargain, Bemana, how much money did we get from Summer Oil to give to the state? How much did we get? And if Summer Oil has not come out to plead, and there has not been any negotiation to take money for the state, why is Summer Oil not standing trial? We have a year Imperial Link Services, 113,000. Band Energy, 120,000. Corporates, on 50,000. Your baby to say a year Delta Energy, 80,000. First Gas Company, 3.4 million. Star Oil Company, 5.1 million. Star Oil, 5.1 million. To support a political party through a third-party account. And all these third parties work with the NPA, like I explained yesterday. We have a Raz Oil Company, 90,000. Crown Petroleum, 180,000. Yas Petroleum, 14.2 million. Yas Petroleum, 14.2 million. We have Indulgence Concepts, Omu Etia, 9,450. Kinspa Oil Limited, 1.5 million. La Clem Ghana Limited, 3.4 million. Now we have companies at Tuatuasi, Lambak Gas Company Limited, 1.4 million. We have Lex Investment, 420,000. Magnify Petroleum, 60,000. Manba Gas Company Limited, 280,000. J Excel, 200,000. Nagdak Trade, 1.9 million. Kel Logistics, 350,000. Quantum Petroleum Limited, 400,000. Wilmans Company Limited, 400,000. Wright Gas Company Limited, 60,000. Raz Oil Company Limited, 20,000. JC Vantage, 280,000. CMC, 40,000. CD Low, 55,000. Francis Free Mind Enterprise, 26,000. Ultra Max Ventures, 14,000. Asiadak Enterprise, 3,000. Lucky Oil Company Limited, 15,000. And then Medas Extra Mile Petroleum, 24,000. In the total, no, is 62,887,000 Ghana cedis. And all these 36 oil company limited, per your own recommendations, after you interrogated and did your investigations, the recommendations were clear. And what did the recommendations say? You said the recommendations in there that the oil company limited, the CEOs and directors of Kel Logistics, in your recommendation, you said that it is also recommended that the oil marketing companies who paid to Jacob Kwamena Imua and Wendy Ishong Newman as bribes and could not provide any tangible and plausible explanation for the money that they paid should be charged with bribery, corruption, and collaborating with a public officer for the public officer to use his office for profit. It is believed that when these OMCs are pushed to the wall, they will opt for plea bargain, and the office may through that succeed in recovering some money for the state. So you told us in your recommendation that if you push the OMCs, when you push them to the wall, they will choose, they might opt for plea bargain. We want to ask, how many people have you put before the court in the NPA scandal? How many people are you prosecuting? Do you have any of the OMCs? Do you have any of the OMCs today as we speak? Do we have any of the OMCs standing trial? Are they part of your prosecution? We want to know from the special prosecutor. Now the special prosecutor thinks he's smart. You see, Kusie Jabe is playing on your conscience. If none of these OMCs are standing trial, then somebody did business with the OMCs because the recommendations were clear. And if the OMCs are not standing trial, then the possibility that he was able to recover a lot of money from them for the state, we are supposed to know. We want to know where the money day. And if the money no day, why are they not standing trial? If the money no day, because this is what the Mustafa Hamid himself said when you interrogated Mustafa Hamid. In his own statement, the statement he made was this. When you interrogated him, and this is on record, this is the reason why you have put Mustafa Hamid before court. Dr. Abdul Hamid further admitted that sometimes in 2023 or 2024, he and Perry Okujato, his deputy, instructed Emua to solicit funds from industry stakeholders to support his party's political campaign. And his party is the NPP, led by who? Then Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, his political party, against campaign activities. Now, as a result, Emua remitted 1 million to 1.5 million monthly to him as proceeds from the fund raised. Inti, or see, around that time, no, Ewa Ono Mustafa Hamid admitted to you, OSP, that Ewa was bringing 1 million, between 1 million to 1.5 million every 30 days from the monies they have solicited or taken from the oil marketing companies. So Mustafa Hamid made it clear. However, he stated that he could not confirm whether Emua made similar payments to other directors within the NPA. So Mustafa Hamid Kachro, only the origin there. Ewa na okoji jiskano say Oma Perry Okujato 800,000 every month. Oma Linda, who was your deputy, NPA, Mustafa Hamid's deputy, Omano 700,000. So why are we not seeing Perry Okujato and Linda in the prosecution list? Yeah, I have it. Besides, I have the Abuaji. Now, during the interrogation, the deputy NPA, the deputy CEO of NPA, who is Linda, this lady, Linda Asante. Come, please, don't hide. Linda Asante, she denied, right? This man, he's also called Dominic. This man, Dominic Abuaje, this guy also denied. In fact, Linda was a deputy to Mustafa Hamid. Linda denied that she didn't receive any money. This guy, Dominic, is way down there. He also denied he didn't take any money. Now look at this. Now look, I'm going to read the two of them. When the OSP questioned them, the answers they gave. And the most interesting thing is, Linda Asante, who was the second deputy CEO, denied receiving money. Dominic, who was also down there and did not have the position like Linda, who did not have any direct link to Kwamenano, he also denied. But the interesting thing is, at the end of the day, Dominic was put before court, but Linda was left off the hook. Perry Okujato, who was the person that Mustafa Hamid Kar said, he basically sat down with him and made a decision that Kwamena should go out there and solicit and take those bribes for the party, no. Perry Okujato, who was also the deputy to Mustafa Hamid, the prosecution list, he is not part. So you can see clearly something isn't right. Now let's go and let's read Linda's response when the OSP questioned her. We are not reading Dominic's response. Then you ask yourself, why is Linda off the hook but Dominic is being prosecuted? So OSP is looking at people who don't have backing, people who don't have strength, people who don't have Obi Bekib Mano into a so one or the washim no way replace Obi. It will say OSP or the Kofor replacing Kofor in the prosecution. Now, when you read Mrs. Linda Boama Asante, when she went to the OSP's office during the interrogation and during the investigations, this is what she said. She said, and I read for the second paragraph. The first paragraph is basically her background, what she does at MPA. Now, this is the second paragraph. This is what she said. Mrs. Asante confirmed that she currently serves as head of inspection, monitoring, health, safety, and environment at the NPA, responsible for ensuring compliance with safety and environmental standards at fuel stations operated by oil marketing companies. Time na ye interview no na ye demote no Satana Mustafa Hamid ni intini demote, but she was being interviewed as the CEO then. Now, she stated that she joined the NPA in October 2005 as a planning officer and subsequently served as zonal manager for the Western and Central. Now, she went on to say this regions. In August 2017, she was appointed senior manager for economic regulations and planning before becoming deputy CEO in 2022. So she became a deputy to Mustafa Hamid, who was appointed in 2021. Now, making her the first staff member to rise to the executive level internally. Now, in October 2024, she transitioned to her current role. Now, Mrs. Asante acknowledged knowing Mr. Jacob Komena Emua, with whom she worked when she was Director of Infrastructure and he was UPPF coordinator. She categorically, listen, Madam Asante categorically denied receiving money from Mr. Emua or any other individuals or OMCs during her time at the NPA. Madam Asante, who used to be the deputy of Mustafa Hamida, and Emua de list by say you trying to cash 700,000 every month, or OSP you say me categorically, she denied taking any money. Now, when you go ahead, she says this. She also denied knowledge of any alleged payment made by Mr. Emua to Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid or Mr. Curtis Perry Okujato. Or say only there on Jizikebia, Onimusu say Yetia Okujato ska and as Yetia Mustafa Hamid ska. But Mustafa Hamid admitted that he was being paid between 1 to 1.5 million a month, and that he actually created this idea of soliciting on taking these bribes with Perry Okujato, who was also his deputy. That's fine. Now, she, however, disclosed that about 2 years ago, Mr. Emua donated 10,000 Ghana cedis to a foundation she established, but denied ever receiving the 500,000 alleged by Jacob Komena. Inti Asante ko hono, Linda Asante ko hono, so on the okay se mrebi. Mr. Emua na ye kana asem no, or donate 100 million old Ghana, that is 10,000 Ghana cedis. A man on the foundation be. Now, apart from that, on GCKBN from Mr. Emua. So this woman categorically denied, even though Emua no making it categorically statement straight up to say, the executive, the directors, so all kind recommendation now. The OSP recommendation was that Linda was supposed to be prosecuted because she's part of the directors. Okay, now look at this. Now, when you read Dominica or what Asewa and the honor standard trial, Linda na or director na also prosecuted Etifino. This is what Dominic also said when he was also interviewed, and he also categorically denied. Now, Dominic Abuaje, when you read the second paragraph, that's the most important thing. Mr. Abuaji stated that he joined the NP in 2012 as an intern and was subsequently retained as a permanent staff member under the Economic Regulations and Planning Directorate. Now, in outlining his current responsibilities, he explained that his role involves planning, fuel supply, logistics into the country through bulk import, distribution, export companies, that is the BIDEX, to ensure fuel availability across all sectors of the economy. Now, in response to allegations by Jacob Komena Emua, Mr. Abuaje he also categorically denied receiving any 100,000 from Mr. Emua. He recalled that during his mother's funeral in 2023, he received contribution from colleagues at NPA, including Mr. Emua. However, he could not confirm the exact amount received from Mr. Emua and emphasized that it was certainly not 100,000. I say the only time on Wajiska NPA and say, "Nema mi we no mobile born in sa." And na Mr. Wa de ebon sanibi na on your short Mr. Wa man 100,000 Ghana say on nimbibiasa. But interestingly, the people who have been lined up for prosecution, Mr. S, I need something. I need a prosecution list. I'll do that. But I need a prosecution list. The people OSP is prosecuting now. Can you get me the list? Interestingly, Linda Asante, who is part of the directors, because when you read the recommendations, it states it clearly that the directors, when you read the recommendation, the third one, the CEO and the recommended suspect, Mustafa Hamid, Newman, when you read the second point, that is the recommendation. Second point, also it is recommended that suspect Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Curtis Perry, Kwabla Okujato, Linda Asante, Kamel Haruna, Dominic Abuaje, and Isaac Jakwete should be charged with corruption, bribery, and use of public office for profit. So the question here is, how come that the final day of taking people to court to prosecute, the deputies, 2 deputies, have not been charged? Do you know why? It is because this lady called Linda, Asante, is the niece of Kusie Jabin. Linda Asante is the niece of Kusie Jabin. That is why Kusie Jabin has pulled Linda Asante out. You know the reason why Kusie Jabin has pulled out another deputy to Mustafa Hamid, who is Perry Okujato? Because Perry Okujato, his best friend is called, besides, get me the name, is a business partner to Kusie Jabin. That is why Perry Okujato's name too has been pulled out. So the main people who were the CEO, the 2 deputies who the suspect said paid monies to, they have been pulled out. Only Mustafa Hamid is standing trial. And so, interestingly enough, there are other people who were also interviewed and said they categorically denied not taking money from Emwa. Those people are standing trial today. So you ask yourself, what is the analogy here? What was the standard the OSP used in prosecuting these people? So the OSP deliberately sidelined Perry Okujato. Let me minimize him and add him to Linda. The OSP deliberately sidelined these 2 guys, took them out of the prosecution, because Linda is Kusie Jabin's niece and Perry Okujato is Kusie Jabin's business partner's friend. So that is why today those people standing trial, no, and yet the 2 deputies to Mustafa Hamid, as we speak, the 2 deputies to Mustafa Hamid. Besides, I thought they were all on one fly, Mr. P. So these 2 people were dropped. Kusie Jabin dropped his niece and dropped Perry, who is a good, strong business partner to Kusie Jabin's business friend. And I'll show you the person. Now, it is alleged, let me put this on record, because I am following up the trail of the money. OSP, Kusie Jabin, let me tell you. Do you know the reason why Kusie Jabin left all the OMCs and he didn't charge any of them? Because I'm still waiting for the trail. And I'm going to show you people the trail because my team is working on it. It is alleged that Kusie Jabin, Akurugu, and the rest at the OSP office, they took 2.5 million in bribes. That's why they didn't prosecute any of the OMCs. Even though in his own recommendation, he said the OMCs are supposed to be there, are supposed to be prosecuted. If they opt for plea bargain, we want to know how much they have paid. 2.5 million, it was alleged, or it is alleged, that OSP, Akurugu, and Samedakon, they have taken that money from the OMCs. 36 OMCs that paid 62 million bribes to Mustafa Hamid, Kwamena Emwa, Wendy, and Perry, and Linda. The monies, those OMCs, none of the OMC has been charged. And from my checks, it is alleged, because I'm still waiting for the money trail. My team will get me the money trail. I don't have it. That's why I'm saying alleged. I don't normally use the word alleged. But because I'm chasing a document, I'm chasing some videos, I'm chasing evidence, I'll for now say it is alleged that OMC took 2.5 million. Akurugu knows about it. Sam Davis knows about it. And Kusie Jabin knows about it. So the question to the OMC is, why haven't you charged any of the OMCs? Why is Perry out? Why is Linda out? They are deputies. Emwa mentioned their names. The same way Emwa never mentioned Dominic's name. Why is Dominic part of the prosecution and these two people out of the prosecution? Now, the 2.5 million isn't all the OMC. So every single OMC paid 2.5 million. 2.5 million times 36. That is why I'm saying it's alleged, because I'm chasing. And the OMCs all know. I started working on this thing not today. I am left with about one document, and I'll prove to Ghana for this allegation that I am stating here. Every single OMC paid 2.5 million. Now we are asking the OMC, we are asking the OSP, why haven't you charged any OMC? Why haven't you charged any of them? Have you gotten money and disclosed the money to us? How much did you get? Or you are still in the process of taking money? Every OMC I mentioned today paid 2.5 million, allegedly. I'm looking for that document. There's a money trail, there's a video trail, there's a conversation trail. Kusie Jabeng, I told you about 2 weeks ago, leave that office, avail yourself for investigation, and let us prosecute you. It's simple as that. Kusie Jabeng, I told you, step away, tell us to investigate you and prosecute you. It's as simple as that. You cannot get away with this. So it is alleged that every single OMC paid Kusie Jabeng 2.5 million. If Kusie Jabeng is saying this allegation I'm putting on him is a lie, tomorrow he should come out and tell Ghanaians, he should explain to us why hasn't he charged any OMC, and why is Perry out of the prosecution, why is Linda out of the prosecution? Because the person, the prime suspect, mentioned their names and mentioned Mustafa Hamid's name. Mustafa Hamid, who admitted that he was paid 1 to 1.5 million, also said that his deputy Perry is the person he reasoned with, he masterminded this collection with. Why didn't you add Perry to the prosecution? Kusie Jabeng is lying. I told you. And you see, it is funny. It is funny how people think, say, they can commit crime and get away with it just like that. No, it doesn't work like that with us. Anytime I can say, every single document I have placed on this TV tonight are documents from OSP's office himself. His own recommendation. Let me read the recommendation before I move on to the next story. These are the recommendations he made. Ask him. Go on his Twitter page. Ask him, is this document fake or true? The recommendations alone. And if he admits that these are the recommendations, the question is, why are the OMCs, none of them charged? Why is Perry Okujato out? Why is Linda not charged? Why is Dominic, who also denied categorically, the same as Linda, being charged and Linda not being charged? Linda is his niece. Perry is his business partner. Kusie Jabeng allegedly took 2.5 million from every single OMC, 36 OMCs. That is why he hasn't charged a single OMC in Ghana when it comes to the scandal. The recommendation, based on the evidence gathered and documents available, it is recommended that suspects Jacob Kwamena Imua, Wendy Newman Ishong should be charged with corruption, bribery, use of public office for profit, extortion, and money laundering. So that has been established. Second recommendation. It is recommended that suspects, that is your own recommendation, suspect Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Curtis Perry Kwabla Okujato, Linda Asante, Kamel Haruna, Dominic Abuaje, and Isaac Jaglate should be charged with corruption, bribery, and use of public office for profits. There is no Linda in the in the people who are charged. There is no Okujato. Can you explain to us why they are not part? Because Dominic also categorically denied, the same way Linda denied. But Dominic is still being charged, but Linda is not being charged. 3, the CEO and directors of Kel Logistics, Kings Energy, and Propnest Limited should be charged with corruption, money laundering, and collaborating with a public officer for the public officer to use his office for profit. It's your own recommendation. Now, the final part of the recommendation, number 4. Or say, it is also recommended that the oil marketing companies who paid to Jacob Kwamina Imua and Wendy Ishong Newman as bribes and could not provide any tangible, plausible explanation for the money that they paid should be charged with bribery, corruption, and collaborating with a public officer for the public officer to use his office for profit. It is believed that when these OMCs are pushed to the wall, they will opt for plea bargain, and the office may through that succeed in recovering some money for the state. The question to Kusie Jabin is simple. When you sat with the OMCs, because as we speak now, you have not charged any OMC, and I'm guessing you have sat down with them, how much money have you recovered? How much money? And if you have not recovered any money from any OMC, why haven't you charged any of the OMCs? It's a question to you. You are still watching With All Due Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Akobedu Tailor. After this short break, all right, the team is Winchamo. These are the people that he has charged officially. This is the list. Let me put the list on the screen, and then we can move on to the next topic. 36 OMCs. We are waiting for OSP to give us answers on the Oyadie press conference. So officially, I'll say these are the people he is taking to court to prosecute. These are the people as we speak. Wemo and Odio Makujina court. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the 7 people. Odio Makujina court. Linda is not part of it, who was the deputy CEO, who was mentioned of taking 500,000 every month. She categorically denied, the same way Amwa also categorically denied. But Linda has been let off the hook. Linda is Kusie Jabin's niece. Perry Okujato, who was also the deputy to Mustafa Hamid, has been left off the hook because Perry is a friend to Kusie Jabin's business partner. So he is not here. Mustafa Hamid told us in his own submission that he sat, negotiated, planned, and then orchestrated this scheme with Perry, who is his deputy. As we speak, Perry is not part of the people you are prosecuting. Mustafa's word, you have taken it. The word from Kwamina Imua against Mustafa Hamid, you are holding on to it that it is true. But Mustafa Hamid's words that he planned it with his deputy to make Kwamina go out there to steal the money, you don't want to take that word. You, Kusie Jabin, you are not smart. I'll be back. You are still live on Loud Silence TV. This show is called With All Due Respect Extended Version. We'll be right back.
Now, our family no aye drew so de of fakesi no aye this side. Abusunya, don't miss out. Of fakesi na di of way se mo be kaya Paul Yando ena NDC call and chi enkokon ketinketi. Ewo Ashanti region Paul Yando gina hono oto se ko Ashanti region minister so ya obete kukuye kokwa Kevin Tailor send the message jamano Samsona Omanhene Kwabena Sante why na nimti se Bofrot Kevin Tailor assendi message jamano ni na eye jandam bia okaye efa MMDCs about 35,000 Ghana cedis increment bi abusia enye easy na wutie nsema Kevin Tailor aprogu hono ma me kura me hwe mabomabu ama MPP bibisa mu se party we ebe yi ni abusia yentie e fa etoso mi no na ekoba ya to also
Trouble MP no lady ni din your friend say Mr. What's that lady's name? The Trouble MP Gloria Owusu. Yes na ni kunu na ye Ekufuado driver. Na ni kunu so pe parliament aba. Na yesi akan budget we na nkofo na Gloria Owusu kasa owen. Mr. Get me her face. Gloria Owusu. And I answer ne friend. Maybe I don't have it here. I think I have it here. You see, we are trouble for MP. Me chamo MPP no. You see, we parliament budget. Na queen. Na Ghana for any break air respond. We or your government property. We or your government property. Senka enkukon kitingiti ya women from equity inspectors, equity quality inspector. Anka enkukon kitingiti na stati women omchishe nkusuya. We only a government property. A buying there. We might say a buying 4 bars STC. I don't know why people spend time on where you see we are seven comfort we everything. I mean, we are a government property. A buying job we government property. Or they say CTC STC. Obiatina so we no call their basis. So they don't contribute anything. In parliament, she doesn't have that intelligence to sit in parliament, look at a document, analyze and say, we are such a saying, a better than a bomb constitution. On tiasie trouble. Na omoyiwe. Miso we equity inspector, equity quality inspector. En kokon keten start ya yepem ko fuma kwachi shenkusuya. We mo. We se kwachi shenkusuya. Tubako 2 we pia 2 na yet Ghana say MP. Now you wasted time. Now we equity quality inspector. Or shishem kusuya. We Malaysian or tianko shishem kusuya. Or you are buying property. And I don't know why we waste our time, spend so much time on government property. Yenina dia. Dia penny dia. Now what trouble now na to abama maami we sombra parliament. Now we see after parliament, already budget, finance minister. Now we see the contributioner. And it's account to my unimeta eta de kabanquin eco parliament now share the chanke ye keto ye to abanema eta bankuta. They are weak-minded. And your party no nipo mudi e chire no, they are all weak-minded. Omuna eye JB Danko from the foolish masses. Go and listen to JB Danko's interview with the BBC reporter. Or say the foolish masses are always with us because they know the kind of people who enjoy following the MPP. Nanka party about opposition. Now, Akofo say Paul Yando, TV, City Radio, so kwa. No, Akofo we say or your member of parliament or be debate making substantive statement issues for us to say, hey, yema opportunity. We are your government property. We anko our bank cantina and kiachikele ule wom. These are not people we have to waste so much time. Or your equity quality inspector. En kokon ketenketene Ghana baby we mu no mchishe nkosia ko Malaysia kohwe na otenam Ghana se MP na ye jai bibia ye osi we osi obe submission against and the submission against budget. Me say what the 200 Ghana ebon ntuma na ochikire na oyiman so nkodwom obeboka. And these are the what I'm trying to say is the NPP, the standard, it's been lowered to the point to say you don't be attractive or party. You don't see anybody. So we sit here, and because the party is a mule party, no, because the people who follow the party, no, they don't read. Musa Dankwa and research or say do I majority in conform with the MPP no do GSS Penomo school. The mentality of the NPP. Jimmy, Jimmy. You see, it is something that you had to build a party. No, when you enter a zoo, Obia a zoo candidate. So it's difficult for any of the people or the animals in the zoo to tell you, say, yeah, they are near. That's how. Say, Ushia MPP near or ye Akwara or ye Penini. Their level of thinking is the same. The way they argue, the way they want to make sense. It's like like you ask yourself, say, hey, listen to this. And I know this video has been making a lot of rounds in Ghana. Aketesia anka obibeka se wedie aketesia mekoware de na kotena fie na anka ebia menena bobra tie.
Especially the youth. Yeah, sure. I'm a mobile and say I am Ushio.
And you but just don't mind mama by Ushio.
Hey, me Ushio. I can't come sena. I can be going if my family bless. My papa what did you ho? By now I don't even know his house. Her house rather sorry. I don't even know her house. Me when the next time when the con na go fie. That one to am not to to man, Miss Almost said, I want to now call your craft here quiet. They don't know that. You can't even go there.
Why?
And the security is even tight over there. You can't go. But how Kumsen, honorable Messiah Kumsen, you can go there, you can go to a house, even to eat when you're feeling hungry. So I said,
Come to our work, did
the friend did another.
No, I bo.
Bono, what I said, and the other answer, and yet you are not Mommy, honorable Messiah Kumsen, while one pupper brain. I have witnessed so many things, and I have so many evidence to witness. So, what I said. Once I say, see and believe.
Now we a young man who is so some akoto snap, Holland snap. We could two about things. Now, uchemni you kuma punching. Namasheshe. You trash trophy a good table so. Now, all the sika koto snap say me could two about with drinks. Now, which are namano. I confirm good table so. Aponchi good table so ya ye otwen binim kwan ema supeku ene akrantie didem na wotwem se mekoto snap akogu wetris e de akoma ne busu se ma ware. What the mentality dentrim how come si de okobe mu oduane edi so how come si waboni patu okura mfa no ho how come si ejimi mfa no ho. You see ya de wo omo inner monkey no. When you take your time and you listen to them, that is where you see the genesis of their inner monkey. The NPP has some inner monkey here. So when you're smarter, you need to sit back and analyze Enquara, Impenifor, Embrewa. You will see it. And this is exactly what I've been talking about for the past 8 to 9 years. The inner monkey will always expose them. What would the reasons into the how comes Nichi? What would the reason tia or the NPP? Na call your onimni fee. Enya de obekomi amene duane edi. It is how comes we be botuo. Obekwa cabinet minister ewie sika ese ofankoye dam. Obedi nkwasi asem wo Ghana na onfa mpuntu bi ama. Okona how comes fidi ni se aboa ba. She is fine. Into omo fidi omo se nkraman. And into JB Danko catch say they are the foolish masses because they cannot think beyond omo their inner monkey no. So it is always there. The inner monkey is there. The inner monkey is there. Shobi to say Salah Mustafa, the inner monkey is there. Look at somebody like Salah Cow. The inner monkey is there. Shobi to say Nanabi. They all have their inner monkeys. You can see. Look at these people. They always exhibit the highest form of inner monkeyism. The inner monkeyism, you see, the way they reason. So when you about to say, okay, I say, maybe you call by election war kumewu. Apketesie bi ana ote pragem. I can never there. I don't mean support MPP. Where Jimmy, I the inner monkey. And the inner monkey, you know, you always need to take your time. You will get it. And that is what they are exhibiting. It is what to say, government property way, your real budget, not government property way, kasa. We don't have to waste our time on government property that does not even know how much it's worth. We only see a work of 4 bars, difference in him. And we need to get serious as a people. NPP na omutimuno Salah Cows ne dosu Salah ninchini bebre. And Ghanaians, I'm happy we have gotten to that point where we are beginning to see, we are realizing it now. And there's one thing I met the Ekufuado. He came to show us the inner monkey of the NPP. You see, the NPP inner monkey, it was hidden. It was one of their most top secrets. It took us a long time to know where the inner monkey was until the Kufuado came to lead this country, lead the party. That is when we all realized the inner monkey. Now then will be the party in him. Now for 8 years, or the akunyanam, eshe otama kunyano the sika wemu, otama kunyano the CV18. Now omunyina say it is good. They are monkeys. The inner monkeyism. It's you see, say yebede Kufuado ase. See yebe pa ne chawa danasia. Na because he was able to, at the end of the day, bring out the inner monkey in the NPP. And sometimes, no, ebia pemasem na asana me kana na ya. Look, sit back, just analyze. Yenta obi. And every time I tell Ghana for right now, we are seeing the difference between inner monkeyism and people who are ready to work. Hey? Today they are doing debate in parliament. And I'm a boy. Look at NPP for no. Omo free power in 1 year. These were the same inner monkeys who exhibited the highest form of inner monkeyism when they were in power. They told us Ekufuado current jet. Nito, why the simu jirese tema highway catch say it is top secret national security interest into Ekufuado kwasiampe you know a rent jet 18,000 euros an hour. No, it is okay. Oh, and then the tour pie Jimmy Ojina Parliament. We don't understand. We say, move free power and do 1 year. One name of Ghana ha. We were with you. We witnessed every single thing. Kojo Ponkroma or to Brofuche will be a promotion at talk. And Ojina we should check our conversation and that we should not politicize. We should not be too political. Kojo Ponkroma Jina Parliament. Some mad people were on social media talking about Papano. Kojo Ponkroma and the question Benny or the Parliament or Parliament. Papano. Such a filthy young man who does not have any morals. Thinking he was doing that to please the Kufuado. Because said, Nana Dankwe Kufuado, he came to expose the inner monkeys in people like Kojo Ponkroma, people like Nitiwo, people like Obi to say Samuel Abujinapo. This foolish boy who is not older than me opened our forest and told his party people to enter our virgin forest and do what? Mine. Kwasia went to parliament should suit. Our Cambodian Kabodi Timutuo. And we sit in Ghana and we allow these monkeys exhibiting their monkeyism, and we think it's less than a year. In conform with free power and do 1 year. Suddenly they are in parliament. These are the things I talk about every single day. They have no respect for themselves. They have no respect for the Ghanaian. They think say Jimmy, and they think we forget easily. Intende omunyina kwati jinaso parliament. We bia no bia ne zeb na ne kwati jinaso. Me na menimu nyansa. Kojo Ponkroma okwa no bia ne zeb na ne kwati jinaso. Do you understand? We don't understand the budget. Mutaka nitiwo no bia ne zeb na ne kwati siso. Just say muna mokwati wa. Ye Jimmy. And then the munyama Viagra. You have turned down your zips, your flaps, and your dicks are pointing that you are honey. Muna muhuaba. Muna mokwati jinaso. Intientiemu. Ana just say abotamo. And these people, sometimes when I sit and I watch them, these people look like they're on heat. When you go to parliament, you see what they are doing. 8 years, we saw what you people did. Kojo Ponkroma, Ekufuado to be kasa. Niye nyina yetie brofo no ade achi okaje Ekufuado we Jimmy one na be chekere brofo no achire. We sat in this country with these young boys. They supported every nonsense. Dom kwete don etina parliament. Edie nyina atem. But today these foolish boys are telling us to say, "Yere fidie see." Suddenly they are the most intelligent people. Today when you talk about Kenoforiata, omonka bibia, Kenoforiata, okache nkwasiafo said, "Tell me why Kenoforiata should not come to Ghana and face trial." Omonkasa. Now yentam to me mamo. Your role model, you boys, you Kojo Ponkroma, Samuel Abujinapo, Nito, you this crackheads. Your role model is Kenoforiata. As we speak today, you people are still using Kenoforiata as an example. So we should hand over Ghana to you. Then you people, sometimes you forget yourselves. Somebody nipan edilinana. You are displaying your inner monkeys in parliament. Jimmy. Moyankophobia and Kamotu Amana Muashim. Trying to say any baby, Biam and some pie. What are you trying to do? Huh? Anytime can you say, me say better Ekufuado sir. Not me dana say o my hum inner monkey. And the Kojo Ponkroma is an economist. Suddenly, Kojo Ponkroma is an economist. Onim economy ni nyina bibia onim. Etikese adia area adwea epepo no onim economy ni mu nyina. Into MPP for low-minded, low voltage in thinking individuals. Oh, Mr. Jimmy. These are people no serious country would take serious. These Kojo Ponkroma and the likes debating. Look at somebody like look at Takrade MP no. Akwana or say Takrade for omu yenre no. Your friend saying Kobi Ochredako. Kobi Ochredako catch the Takrade for young people on a demonstration. Time on more power say Oma say Adre Krakru Kobi Ochredako. Nenia say I am kotre ni buho Kobi Ochredako. Wa no wi e Takrade nyina. Na ho saman na no so Jimmy o 2020 elections akweko fa soldiers be boat tuo e no chinchim Grace ayensuo nsa kobi ochidako galamse sika sinika mu ne driver di dwane ye kwase wagina parliament kire say I am takrade na mifi meto dokun 7 cities hwenenim city square. And these are people who don't think. These are crazy boys and girls. They're not smart. They're not intelligent. Suddenly, you're a BBR. It's been less than a year. Sometimes, I am a refugee who say, Motina power and Andrew 1 year. Murefi who say, Mu free power no. Andrew 1 year. Andrew 1 year. But you people are behaving as if say, Mu free power in 8 years. Andrew 1 year. Messias, do you have that Kobi Ochedakon? Original parliament is I takrade people can say, Monya mo market mo keke. Ekufu de kwasi ampenyi be statue. Ni patetia statue, utwe mana esa block you. Kobi Ochedakon jimi we. And the parliament. Otuminum we are not the parliament, not such a dark. Otuminum we not such a spec or she dark. I just say Odina obo the Michael Jackson on a instruments, Michael Jackson. I really we despicable deplorables. And these people think we forget easily. Into Debiano, I'm going to them show Momo Bodamu. Yanam na netia endra me ko hu video bi na obi to say besides get me the Kobe video. I think this afternoon when we have an editorial meeting, you people shared that video Kobe Ochedakon. And then me ti Japan Sat TV so why lucky. Japan Mesa Bolare busan se Japan Mesa e die na why wo secondi kwase anoto and I don't want to talk about what I have done. Wo anka o Libya anka da homa so na mienu na anka de obodwom obi aba no kutabanse no twa wo nantem we na wo di sika no be no me ne adantrafo na de be di chire and then suddenly bobo we ni we onim nyansa chen obi a you know the budget the energy sector they be hwehwe no tietia bi and I understand long you say you na Jimmy nti we see nobody see you people as intelligent oh. That's funny, man. Nobody in Ghana, they are more yet or parliament. The budget will be passed. Nobody's listening to you people. Oh. You people can take a shit on your seats. Mubet may be able to na money. Near trying to live on TV. Nobody's going to pay attention to you people. You are just blowing hot air. We don't have time for nicompoons who run us through ditches, run us through shit, run us through debts, run this country down. In Ghana, all these boys today, they were saying, yeah. E-levy, Nkwasiafo we nyina sorry yedim ekontokwa opon kroma sami jinapo nitiwo eye omu nyina e-levy betting tax smoke tax Nkwasiade ye kun ye nyina san Nkwasiafo ye nde omukoti abrimu ya mugina oye ye ntiase. Do you understand the budget is this? No, NDC you cannot buy private jet. They all said yeah in 9. They forget so easily. You today, you people want to give the government advice more. And I think Omanhene can be any friend inside. And can be Bulgaria man leader. With all due respect to Nifrafo, when Nifrafo Sapa and Nifrafo they can actually govern HMP before. And with all due respect to Nifrafo more Ghana, I didn't say this in a bad way. In Kwasiafo Tisamo, more MP before. You people have no intelligence, and the NTF to free mo. Kwasiafo Ekufuado edi Nkwasiasem wo Ghana nyina na mo so mo di president echi a okuta akonwa de sia akonwom Ghana nante mo ntime tunufo and Nkwasiafo te samo mo ntie Kobi Ochedakon we ni kese pa we
clear about it. Yes, say kinky now is 7 cities and at time na mo wa ba mo na 5 cities if na auto kinky no social media for say show na mo ko talk mo okay the kinky no e ton Takrade because me Takrade MP opposite Ecobank market circle you will be on ton rice near the friend Owusua nchen wana ye ton kinky or our book kinky 7 cities Fitira ben on sat on 7 cities. Oh, I know say NDC for baba imuna omsa so moton 7 cities. Nti obi abet me an check. But that's because we who say 5 cities no mo ba ayen ketenkete ntenso obi a
Tizet it now be a quarter one we didn't want me no. Size is your bonus 7 cities. Yes. I know say other places if I get kenke, it be a 5 cities. But auto 5 cities so 2. Teteno auto 5 cities some called D1.
Teteno which means more time more ben.
You want be 5 cities. It's the same size now, no, it's 7 cities.
Kenke no ya clear about it. Yes, say
Enti anu nti yenjai de nkotoma amano. Wenti yenjai ne nkoto abama mu de mutie hwe satie no.
To clear about it. Yes, say kinky now is 7 cities. And at time I'm wa 5 cities. If I now talk kinky no. Social media for this outro no mo talk.
Okay. The kinky no, you turn Takradi. Because me Takradi MP. Opposite EcoBank Market Circle. You will be on ton rice near the friend Uswa. Uswa and Chenwana, your ton kinky or our book kinky 7 cities.
Fitira Ben was at 7 cities.
Oh, I know say NDC for Baba Imuna. Almost some ton 7 cities. Until be a bit me and check it. But that's because we know who say 5 cities no more. I ain't getting so be a Tizet it now be a quarter one we didn't want me no. Size is your bonus 7 cities. Yes. I know say other places if I get kenke, it be a 5 cities. But auto 5 cities so 2. Teteno auto 5 cities some called D1.
Teteno which means more time more ben.
You want be 5 cities. It's the same size now, no, it's 7 cities.
Kenke no ya
Tiasem. Enti nkotoma amano. Enti nkotoma MPP mra power. We ni kesiye pa kobi ochira ko we ni kesiye. We yaka obi pentampe. Benyi di oshe papa. Yaka de boy you open tampe akwa we. We ni class prefect. We ni o pursue akwese oprum dama akoi oprum. Yaka se obi prum akwa we oprum. We ni kesiye pa. En sama okeka. Yani abreso ne ton 5 cities ende hwe nanim tintin se T square hwe nanim tintin Alibaba and the 40 thieves sa eyi camel na omode nam desert no so I say ni nua Alibaba and the 40 thieves sa the favorite camel no near friend Hamdik wa won kohwe Alibaba and the 40 thieves eye boy no ai na or camel be favorite one no Ali sa camel near friend Hamdik nenimu tintin za Hamdit kwasi abenyi inti yango tuma amano wenimu tintin za Hamdit camel na no nam desert zo no de Alibaba and the 40 thieves ne koba no inti yanya dan now hwa de ma me nkyerɛ de show no come starting nyidwemu me kyerɛ we jimifo we ase next time no mka so we mu nwan now listen to this
ena oreka bibi de aha na auto ne kenke na oche de first no auto na 5 cities na sisi a waba 7 cities nti ya bede ya ba behwe no kwara owo because yentumi yamfa atsam yamfa nyeda ne yamfa nya asam na nankasa so ka chen yebutumi aba na ya ba bebisa nti ya ba bebisa kenke no oye no kwara no 5 cities na oda ba 7 cities ana
boche da bi
okay nti kenke no ya hena
5 cities
oreka bibi de aha na auto ne kenke na oche de first no auto na 5 cities na sisi a waba 7 cities nti ya bede ya ba behwe no kwara owo because yentumi yamfa atsam yamfa nyeda ne yamfa nya asam na nankasa so ka chen yebutumi aba na ya ba bebisa nti ya ba bebisa kenke no oye no kwara no 5 cities na oda ba 7 cities ana
boche da bi
okay nti kenke no ya hena
5 cities
now Ghana Osan go foko kubusa kenki run say kenki na saying 7 cities and I say 5 cities. Hamdikt. Efuru ponko na nim tintin say T square etin kran. Odi ajantra for ho. Or catch Ghana for parliament. He's lying in parliament o. Na no nsuo say Hamdikt. Sa efuru ponko na camel na Alibaba and the 40 thieves. Omotena so no. Messiah get me that camel. Alibaba and the 40 thieves camel no na mfa nkyerɛ mo. Alibaba and the 40 thieves camel on efuru ponko amotena nim tintin say Hamdikt. Or to parliament kase maami wait on or say maami market kwasi ampenyi or say maami market adentia yango to abama amano you see what these are people in parliament MPP for Jimmy they don't respect you party no Ubusa party said, Yen Tinny tea and Tokobisi. Ubusomone say, near party near Tinra Bang, Yen Tinny tea and Tokobisi. We got some nana. We got so a ceremony way. We got now where is a Eastern region. But say party way. With some one question say party I didn't need tea in Tokyo Besino. You better what's the Kayaku Pia. It should tell you that the party JJ Roll is catch them the NPP. You know it and I know it. These are demonic incarnates. Omon kanu kre. Inti yantop the inti owns and the owns afobium. I'm sure. And you see, these people, they get the chance to do these things because yani Ghana for no, the media, some of us, yani more chance. And we this the same way. We the media do that because you see, majority of journalists on TV, so no, bottom, Jimmy, Kinkain, they don't see themselves as people who are intelligent enough. In a politicians, no, 90% of journalists in Ghana. Okay. Omanhene Kobra Sante etna TV so ye sori anopa na akwa we ni tupika no wadware no abo ne to powder ni tupika oye adanko ma so de tre a ne to be pika akwa we akotena radio so na ye maamenom ye sisters Ghana 40 wo say we de obeye morning show wakenkan a chen ye time na yada no na osua de na wabetena TV so abetena radio so morning show na oni abayu bi a ono so opejana motium na oye awa etu miensa ni hu fifiri echen obonsuofo cap baako ena anopom betena TV so a jomba ye nyina se omo be di atro. Now watch this.
Asamba ku bi so pie wa fidie so obi draw my attention.
Abenetie can now MMDC here. Now 5,000 cities. And now MMDC on Doji.
Oja
35,000 Ghana city. Attack any
Dabi Omanya but check Caneno as in Cane how many years ago? 15 years ago and I said Nano ya imata bo mko nom de 5,000 bosome. And na say Omoja he
and 35,000. It's a new more.
Yeah, Catecos. Omanya Emonum answer. Oma train. Omanti Catecos. I almost said the MCs no more than 35,000.
Oh, would you way? I buy president is here no money. I can know between 50 I could 5,000. I bear with 5,000 requires a come. I bear with me engine of growth. My 35 to say no, we are buying cratch penny, but 350 million. Yeah, buy cratch penny. I buy cratch penny. Set in office. 30 office. Okofield. Okofield ko dey. Okoyeju. And the flood ye ku ye nyina nya asem I buy cratch for your service dey so bomb. 35.
Omumienu omo share 8x. Hwade omuti radio so your morning show oba besia anopa tututu we dware abobodis size be 98. Also your sem training. Onum kan. Transition ade. Akwa we White Chapel. Omumienu nyina share 8x. Adanya, hey, winim. Where morning show. This is the timer. The so-called foolish intellectuals are driving. They are stuck in traffic. This is the timer. Yema amenum to trot room. Your teachers, police for juma morning show. Enkwasiya fo mienu we to war ye ai na onim. Da bi bomen komo. Ne nazi tum ne nimu ko. Ai bomen komo. Na onim say timer na MPP was no na MMDC se 5,000. And then the 35,000 me bonyu amamo na omugu nkondwom se omugu nkondwom se fufu boto tomran boto kekan kwasiya some misinforming Ghanaians. Stupidly misinforming people, and these are the people. Some politicians who are Jimmy. Let's see anything. And they can say these things even in Parliament. Obabesia, what was size 98D? Emian ugu musea ebumu. Ugu mua egu debia wasobo because ubu mua I said 34 back in Siwichi ebumu. Obodis send ye tieni. I say sorry collection bowl. Obodis bako. A Pentecost for sorry collection bowl. What but now unsua de. Inkurasam and then some keka. You spend half of your day putting cream on your face. And the foolishness they exhibit on TV and on radio. Now, Odinko some way no. And a Greek minister, Mianka some nipa. Eye Mr. Eric Opoku. a metene so amasore eba agric mu nsensem no kore ene nkyirechiremu ene oboa meka che say agric minister ne yewo no koko ase o ne maame wo no oda koko nua koko so ito no eba agric nkyirechiremu okọ ho no say matese mo ka asem bi wa ha mame educate mo Tom Brown bags no. This is what the agric minister did. Okay, legendam no
Asamba ko bi so pie wa fidie so obi draw my attention. Mo say ya to DC for akatuam 67%.
Me na me kai.
Aha. Enti sa o. Enti sa. Obi a obetua ato DC for akatuam 67% ya wato Ghana mra.
Akatuam tumu aba odi.
Aye DC for 67 obi obeka bi ya wato Ghana.
Akatuam tumu aba ana em.
Yantro DC bi akatuam. NDC ba yantro DC bi akatuam. Na yentimi so ntum under law.
Okay.
Because DC for no you capture mo under Article 71. Under Article 71 2011 Eurama committee na yete ye no the report ba say yem pushi o monko special year friend award 55 award point 55 into omo akatua no every year be betum 10%. Now 2016 year friend akonwa so no na DC bi age 16,445 2016 aba we ba ye no na o say year be order 10% ne ma ne DC for no yeah, be already 10% more no. When you 10% na until timer, local government minister, honorable Dambo just want him local government pa and no raise concern and no approve 10%. And Tibra mo be kono na so mo calculate tua o maka tua arrears ene esgasia e de mo mo. E jo mo calculate ni nyina na DC bia no na nka ka tua na kosi 32,000 kakra bi ne ka ho. Eti no enom di tua arrears any ade edema omo eti DCB was start bia no also started from that salary because na yes salary our beto 32,000 no
okay so
eno na ote ya o say ya to agetuam but ye o me ba to ni na 32,000 no kwari edo to ho a ya sama problem ye tax threshold no
ehwehwe an wa aba
edo cost so pay no koto 25% tax etu koto pay now usika dodo ni nyina tax kwa ko be 8,000 na ma usika na yede
whichever way
enti ahwe em say a creative impression be say
whichever way
as a DC for yeah but that's not the case
whichever
way unya kwase a obetena aka say whichever way hwe nipa dodo a wo misinform wo it took a minister to come and tell you say we Jimmy. It took a minister to diplomatically come and tell you only obana mo to mo mienu mo Jimmy. Into what Ghana say go for na uti omo. And you know that the despicable thing about this whole thing, he did not even apologize. Honestly, in the bottom of the they didn't apologize. Sa 98D not one. They never apologized. And on mutuo and ende ye dem to muka multimedia and kwasiafo. When we nobody go for about power. Some kwasi udi o matem is with your matem, eh? Some misinformation or disinforming before a Greek minister ebe clear eno. Munim ni padodo o mo say o madwene. Etumi mo bi ko obi etumi mo bi sorry for to say wo DC ya to akatim 35,000 out here no akobo obi tribu to say what they make. This is dangerous. What they did there is dangerous, but onya the respect bema ogina ho a ohun ni bema onya bema o oya boto ohun ni bema nti onima de kwento o friend be a friend self respect. I need to apologize to the young, the old, those who are intelligent than me that I actually misinformed you. Ontumanye. Kwasi a wetumi gina ka say oku ono mo oku dato warning. Jimmy need to say wetumi gina TV so episode didi oku dato atem na adwene da oku dato tim. Ya pai woto na amwamwa se amonche na ebetumi. San kwasi ade we no moditi radio so. He didn't even apologize. Till date, this cement bag, this Tom Brown bag, on it, sir, 38 to 98 D not one. They have not apologized to Ghanaians. It was the respect. Into politician bit to wa. About the sound kwasia for way, I can enter the studio and lie to Ghanaians. And that is what the NPP has done for years. And it's now who could be a trader. Who catch say, Onim baby, wabodi, onim sa obwa. But he knows that there are journalists who, at the end of the day, Omwe Jimino support it. And this is what is happening in Ghana. Into idea we are no. Have you heard these people apologize to Ghanaians? No. Kwasia we channel power with radio so me na me boni show makenkan muntie me omunim hwe. Eni tina kede Japan hwe nim ka so wafunu se Bofrot Jimmy. Radio na yefo na wote so. We mu nyina person no mototo kaba. May his soul rest in peace. Ewuo na enya ndira na nka yede na akwa wetina kaba akonnwam. How did this happen? Then ebedru ha. May his soul rest in peace. Then away etna kabako nwam. How? Na 98D na oten nchen no. Na no sa eta. Mon san hwe mo ejimifo.
Abenetie. Can now MMDC here. Now 5,000 cities. And now MMDC on doji.
Oji
35,000 Ghana cedi. Attack any
Nabi Omanya but check Kane no as in Kane how many years ago? 15 years ago and I said Nano ya imata bo mko no 5,000 bosome. And na say omoja he
and 35,000. Ejimidi nyum we mo.
Ye kate cost Omanya emonyu no answer. Oman train. Omanti ye kate cost aha omo se dey na MCs no mo ya ntie mo 35,000.
Ohu di omo ye. Aban president isi anamu ni Kane no metin fi phrase akoje 5,000. Dey aban hu say
5,000 kwa say akam e bi
akam. Aban hu say me engine of growth.
Oman 35 into you say no we ya ban crash penny abaje 350 million.
Ya ban crash penny.
Aban crash penny. Set in office.
30 in office. Okofield.
Okofield ko eden. And the flood ye ku ye nyina nya asem aban crash for nya service na ye dey so bomb.
35.
Ana bom jiju omuzio. Omoto kan. Onjiju omoto. Ena mo betena ho. Ohima na oman na assemblyman voi na Ghana wey na mecheche me de Ghana ekoso. Erade nyanga omso Kevin Tailor di atem. We mo omonse ateni. They didn't even have the decency to come on radio and say we render an apology. We are very sorry. We were ill-informed. The next time we will read about it, research. How many producers so? Enkwasiafo we mu no mo say Ghana no omama MPP MPCB eteki 98D. Na no ne kasa kra kire say ontumi kinkan ti ase. And MMDC na ye bo muso boy. Me say minimum we ye mo ofa. Ye de ne kasa we yi ase. Unim ya na wofa nimo on de me bankan enom de titi ha wo. Urade. You pan man so on myself. E better ne kutia any eduabo. Me obaso di matama na me say Japan man no. So on myself no kind of radio so. Obaso di atama na obu ye saying ye de asantifo na e better ne ekutia ne eduabo or the anto abebo dua. And we anopa ne tu nyenyenyan no better TV so adan me be morning show misinforming people and a idea omotaye it cuts across majority of the chief speaking stations. Yeah, idea bi omosaye about passports. Yeah, me sinko for we say yampe kwan bi so amfo mo amfa eyi omo nyina mfrimframem and black them out by not listening to them. I was see a stop it here sanko for we omo no ma say Ghana omo no ma Ekufuado be say Ghana hwe ekua pokimu ne nkwasiafo ye omake also mo nyina tu afri Ghana got na buruchiri sa no mo tie and omo boja ntra wa buruchiri omo so omo ti aburuchiri ko school omo boa and omo nyina ti aburuchiri boja ntra muntie ade bi omo ye when it came to passport.
But that is the challenge we face as a country.
Man, me who ade ya na meka say obi akwa wo kita health insurance waka hospital. Mo se passport, wo koye passport amate so. Nti ye mo se on. Man, me de be me nti ase o mi bisa. Any pa here benefit passport na be benefit e benefit to extent ben. Say de na be ya ma passport no kita de na be ye. And a Ghana card de na Ghana card into me. And you say your passport so 30%. And took it at 150 Ghana koye passport. Okay, mate. What we na waka hospital no? O man ne kwakwa ne sen. And I'm say passport a be priority ya mayen. Aso man so obi anya ne nkwa na. Asa na tie.
Obi anya ne.
Da bi passport no ye de den. O man wo de boa me ye de passport ye den.
Me de koji Western Union.
Wo de koji West that o kita Ghana kan to be Western Union. And to person say be passport abeye a necessity to the extent to say the wakwa woda hospital ni here passport into ya tesu nti yemo say
that but say na make catch us o man dey no ma be breed
priority no me dey me
passport no ye the tip or clear the fire nim passport no ye the tip or clear e the fire chi we obekọ wa wo anopa o man ban na betin fa me chi me si we si obekọ wa wo Oma ne ban na no pa o kwabena sorry beti nkufa machi passport ye de tinku ye de tipo clear ene eye de amon chair fra lax any defa ye chi se bia odi bia fa waso ho passport de ye no ye de tinkum e de fa ye nufu ase kwase akeka en kwase akeka oh say DJ you know is not doing us any good. Look at this. Enti yenja Ghana bibia na yenkoye health nkwa. All the agencies, all the ministries should not work. Nobody should work in Ghana. Share obabi we no atam sikama so fanko digwa. Watam sikama we say fanko digwa. Enti that means Ghana no yenja bibia na yenkoye health insurance nkwa. Me yenja bibia bi mo Ghana. Yantam Ghana sikeni nyina nkozi hospital. Yantam Ghana sikeni nyina nkoto hospital beds. Yantam Ghana sikeni nyina na into ope prepaid meter. Energy ministry de mama ninye bibia. Won mujimi na ama mapanta nyina ite se frozen. Woni frozen. These are low voltage. Wey ewade jagopon. Na on na me yiase a e de adwuma wa adumo and morning show nte kuya unim no. Adum anope bia these are illiterate, low voltage village raccoons. Inkra, Bema not to so, Yerika Western Union. Kwasiana to one, Oba Americano, one for Ghana card nearby you. Kwabena Sante ever better Kennedy Japan basement or New Jersey County Crasso. One for Ghana card nearby you or the passport. As what work as Nitisa Kra, Ghana passport, Yerika Western. They just don't want to speak the truth. That is why they are government agencies. That is why when they read the budget, every government agency ministry gets its own allocation. So if you think, say, the ministry, that specific ministry is not doing enough, you tackle the ministry. That in the budget, this amount of money was allocated to you. And then why are we getting shortfalls when it comes to this specific thing? Sana journalists are analyzing your journey. Question pe go to the yasia na e bie go da sinanim na fu se deche not yakondwom ai ginyame akondwa na ababa ni nsem na wawe na mayigi ni sim ekua de wa unim no TV so anopa bia o na kurase ni we ni nam nkofo yi ase gigi sika Ghana card me say passport ya de tinku e de fa ye nufu ase erade 2 seconds so ye ginam
awusafo enti Kevin die Odina na odiasem. Kevin die Odina na odiasem. And I've always been saying say Kevin it ekwabodu Tailor NDC fu enyana enkomo wukuru ha because asene mu ye din e kire so sedin a Kevin dina no tumu a na bibia de din Kevin ekwabodu Tailor in fact NDC for mommo na baso regardless atemu dio denyo yo momona baso nipa ya do sayi because adwuma oye no odi boa Ghana o ene Ghana fo nyina momona baso because adwuma oye na nya Ghana anye NDC fo nkwa oye edi aboa Ghana enti Kevin ene eti ne kan mesro so do comment betum na wa like na wa share na foforo enye biahwe. Thank God it's Friday ankopo ishiro bibia na wonka happy new weekend. Bye-bye.